Nowadays, media is everywhere, and it's virtually impossible to go through a day without encountering media in any form, meaning that we're all part of the audience for different kinds of everyday media, such as listening to the radio, watching TV, and looking at billboards. Preferred reading is the information the media producers hope you would take from the text. For example, an advert for Burger King is intended to create the feeling of hunger in the viewer and encourage them to buy something when they next walk past, or when an audience agrees with the film, which is what the producers want. Negotiated reading describes how the viewer/audience let themselves accept the message planted by the producers in the text even if they do not agree with what is happening. For example, during a film you could feel sorry for a character even though you find yourself not liking them very much. Viewers from outside of the target audience may reject the preferred reading, receiving their own message from the film, maybe because of their beliefs or past experiences. For example, in Harry Potter, the producers want you to take sides of Harry because he is the innocent boy under attack, and they want you to feel sorry for him. However, there are many people who have taken sides with Snape or Draco.
Why so tense, Potter? My father and I have a bet, you see. I don't think you're going to last 10 minutes in this tournament. He disagrees. He thinks he won't last 5.
I don't give a damn what your father thinks, Malfoy. He's vile and cruel, and you're just pathetic.
Pathetic.
Oh, no, you don't, Sonny! I teach you to curse someone when their back is turned. You stinking, cowardly, scummy,
Professor Moody!
back-shooting,
What are you doing?
teaching.
Is that a student?
Technically, it's a ferret.
Stand still, stand still! Oh, my father will hear about this!
Is that a threat?
Professor Moody!
Is that a threat?
Professor?
Run!
This means other factors will influence our interpretation of media texts, things like our daily lives, routines, relationships, upbringing, and friends. We could watch television to look for models for our personal behaviour. Personal identity means that you may relate to a character you see in a sad movie, and this does not necessarily have to be the main character. There are many characters from movies that are not a main character who have a huge fandom. For example, in Harry Potter, Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger have huge fandoms outside of the movie as well. Personal relationships are when the viewer can talk about what they like or dislike about a media text they have seen with their friends or family. The hypodermic needle is very popular and has been for many years. It grew out of a group of German Marxists in the 1930s, which is described too as the Frankfurt School. They were people who had witnessed firsthand how Hitler used propaganda to influence a nation. According to the theory, the media is like a needle that injects ideas, attitudes, and beliefs into the audience, who have no other choice but to be influenced. In other words, if you watch something violent, you may go and do something violent. Films such as The Exorcist have been banned in the past because it was believed that they could be encouraging viewers to copy the crimes that are in the movie. However, no one's really claimed that everyone will be affected by these texts in the same way. This is why many people see the idea as simplistic, yet it is still very popular in society, especially for politicians, who look for a reason why society has become more violent. An interesting example of the theory is the serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. Just before every time he would murder someone, to get himself excited, he would watch a clip from his favourite film. This fact might seem to prove the hypodermic syringe theory, but the film he watched was Star Wars, and no one ever suggested that the movie would be banned, which clearly suggests that the movie had a different meaning to him than it would for you or me. Media researchers decided that the hypodermic model was too clumsy. Paul Lazarfield, Bernard Borelson, and Hazel Gaudet analysed the voters' decision-making process in the 1940 presidential election campaign and published their results in a paper called The People's Choice. People's findings showed that the information does not go directly into the minds of the audience. It's filtered through opposition leaders, who then inform other people. The audience then agrees with the information expressed by the opinion leaders, meaning that they're not influenced directly, but by a two-step flow. Moral panic is about how the media overreact to something that has happened to create interest and a certain feeling on the audience. For example, there have been many cases where a particular person's bad behaviour has been linked to the use of violent video games or watching movies. There are many fandoms around. A fandom can come from a book, a movie, and almost any media text out there. Fandoms have been known to publish their own stories online, which are called fanfiction. Here is an example of a fandom.
We've been here for like 2 hours.
I've been here since about 8 in the morning.
I've been waiting here for 2 days. Yeah, I've been camping out back there.
It's really cold outside, but we don't care because we love Bieber. That's all that matters.
Let's see, what do we love about this boy? The way he dresses, the way he looks, the way he sings, the way he loves me. She wishes.